Hey guys, so today we are going to be doing an overview, an unboxing, and a general explanation on the Rainman water makers. We're going to talk about both the portable and the installation unit, starting out with the portable, and that is what I am taking out of this box right now. So the first thing to be aware of is this is a fairly heavy piece of equipment. The exact weight, I think, is about 55 pounds. All right. So this is exactly how the unit is going to come. It is in a cardboard box, it's wrapped in plastic, it's got this tape on it that's holding it shut, and this right here is the membrane set. So this is what's going to be doing the water purification. And we'll quickly open this up just to... So this is the portable high output unit, which means it has two full-length membranes, the whole length of this case. There are other units. There's a compact unit that has two half-length membranes, and then there's an economy unit that has a single full-length membrane. Now the high output unit, this one right here, makes approximately 36, 37 gallons an hour of fresh drinkable water. And the compact and economy units produce roughly half that, 18 gallons an hour. Okay, so I have this case open now. Everything is really neatly coiled inside here, but I'm going to tilt this up so you can see. Remove, this is some brackets for mounting the membranes if you decided to. But this right here will give you some idea as to what's going on in here. So right here we have an integrated pressure gauge and a valve. So this valve right here is what controls the pressure that you are pumping the water through the membranes at, and you have to be at an appropriate pressure and flow to be producing good water. And so that is literally integrated into this kit. The whole idea with this portable unit is that you can go from pulling it out of a locker to making water in less than 5 minutes. And that really is the case. So another part of the case is this. This is the flow gauge. I just pulled it out. It slots into a little receptacle. And so while the unit is running, you can see the flow. It is important, and the user manual on this product is amazing. Very nice and clearly laid out. But it's important that you have good flow. In certain conditions, warmer water or brackish water, you're going to have a higher gallon flow rate at a lower pressure, and what you don't want to do is push too much water through these membranes. So handy little tidbit, that's all in the manual too though. So this is a nice easy way to see at a glance how much water is flowing through the system, and it packs away in a second. It just drops into a slot. The other feet, or the other hoses or components on here are, there's three of them. This black one, the heavy duty one, this is the high pressure hose. This is going to get hooked up to the pressure supply unit, or PSU, that I'm going to pull out in a second. And it just has a little protective cap on the end here. It's a quick connect, so you literally just plug that in. We'll show that. And then there is a green hose that is clearly labeled brine output. So this is the salty water that's going to go overboard. Do not put this one in your tanks. That would be a bad time. But this is a nice long white hose that you would put right into your water tanks, into the fill side. So this is where the fresh water comes out. So three hoses, really simple. Just the connection to the pump, the salty water out, and the fresh water out. Super simple. Again, very clearly laid out in the instruction manual. This is an extension piece of that white freshwater hose that comes as included in the kit. So if where you're making the water back in your cockpit is quite far from your tank fill, this hose will run all the way up there and reach wherever you need to for your water tanks. And we can supply even longer pieces of this if you have a really big longboat that has water tanks water tank fills far away. These are some brackets. It's completely feasible and possible to mount these membranes. You can remove them from this blue case. You do not have to keep them in here. You can mount them somewhere in a locker, somewhere that you can access the pressure gauge and the valve. You just need to be able to reach them and see them. And these are not orientation sensitive, so they could be mounted, upside down, vertical, anywhere you want to put them, as long as you can reach the hoses and the valve gauge assembly. We are going to touch on the installation unit, or not touch on it, we're going to talk about the fully installed unit later, which is a little different from this in configuration. It's designed to be installed on the boat, but you absolutely can mount these. People ask all the time, do I have to pull the membranes out every time I use the unit? No, you do not. As long as you can reach them, they can stay where they are. Same with the PSU actually. But these brackets mean you can mount those membranes really easily. Now we're going to grab the PSU, or power supply unit, which is a pump and a motor and a pre-filter all in one. One of the beautiful things about the Rainman system is that it's so compact that you don't have to go figuring out where to mount a bunch of stuff. It's two things that you're dealing with. Now, of course, with the installation unit, if you want to hide everything away, that changes things slightly, but the portable Rainman is what I'm talking about specifically, and it's just super, super simple. I would say almost anyone can operate this unit very effectively. Okay, so we're unboxing here, and in the pressure supply unit, PSU, you get some spare pre-filters, 4 of them. Of course, the most important accessories are the hat, koozie, and dry bag. Tucked down in here, this is sodium metabisulfate, or pickling solution. It's a powder that we use to protect the unit, to protect the membranes on the unit when not in use for a long time. It prevents microbial growth. So we will be, on this note, doing a video here soon for you guys that will just be all about maintaining and making sure that your Rainman is in peak performance and good operating order. So look out for that one. We'll do one on board a boat so you can actually see exactly what's going on with that. Oh, man. Okay. We'll get it out the bag. So right here, you can see it's a relatively small system. And although it's a little heavy, it's very compact, and the handle makes it really easy to handle, especially if you're just lifting it out of a locker or moving it around the boat. This table height definitely makes it a little awkward. So first of all, one of the most obvious things, we have this pre-filter right here, and that is to protect the unit. So any water that makes it through the initial filter basket that I'll show you in a second is going to go through here, and this will not allow anything dangerous or problematic to get into the pump. So very simple, it's a nice clear case, you can see when it's dirty, easy to change out. So regarding these filters, these are non-proprietary. You're welcome, of course, to buy them from your local Rainman dealer, but you can also buy the exact same style filter on Amazon. Just make sure it is the 5 micron rated sediment cartridge, and you're good to go. So yeah, nothing fancy, nothing proprietary. Same thing with the pump in here. There's parts available almost worldwide, and thankfully with Rainman, there are dealers worldwide. So it's another huge benefit for having a Rainman, that you can get spare parts almost anywhere. You drop something in the water, you can call your local dealer, and you'll be able to get a part relatively easily. So on to the function of the system. This right here is a filter basket that I just pulled out of the package. It goes on the end of this hose right here. And this is out the box, guys. Didn't do any pre-prep for this thing. This is how easy this thing is to unpackage. I took the strap off. This thing's noisy. And this is a hose that is coiled and already plumbed into this PSU. So it's coiled and ready to go. All I have to do is unsnap this connector. This hose gets this basket clipped on the end of it. Again, a quick connector. Snap them shut. And this gets thrown in the water off the back of the boat or off the side of the boat. It just needs to be below the water line. It comes with a handy cap for when you're done. So you can see how easy that would be. You would literally just uncoil it, put it in the water. Right here is our power supply. This is a 110 volt unit. This unit comes in 110, 120 volts, 230 volt, and also 12 volt. The 12 volt unit does produce considerably lower gallons per hour. It's about 9 gallons an hour, but at a lower power draw. And we'll post a link so that you can see all the specs. We have everything posted on our website, so you can learn exactly what you're getting. And there's a product builder or a unit builder on the site, so you can choose based on what systems you have on your boat. But for this unit, this power cord is really easy to access. Again, already wired to the unit. You plug this into a receptacle, and the unit is ready to fire up once you plumb it. So now we've got a hose in the water. We've plugged the unit in, and then remember on these membranes, I talked about the high pressure hose. This simply has a protective cover on it. And right here is our hookup. There is a cap in there. So you pull the cap out, connect your high pressure hose, and you are connected and ready to make water. Now I need to get this closed. There we go. Okay, so we have our line hooked up. We have our brine, which is the green hose, overboard. And at this point, while we're getting the unit fired up, we actually have the white hose overboard too. You don't shove that into the water tanks until your water quality is up and you're running at pressure. So at this point, we would be plugged into the unit. We'd have the line in the water, and our 2 discharges are actually overboard. And there is a switch right here. Push the button. Unit fires up. you will see the pre-filter fill up with water. One very cool thing about the Rainman is there is no lift pump required. The Rainman has an impeller that is built into the end of the motor drive shaft. And as long as that impeller is in good shape, you are good to go. You're going to be making water. So there's really easy access to the impeller. You might be able to see it, but it's basically behind this filter. This filter comes off in seconds, and there are 3 screws on the back of this stainless steel unit right here. Pop them off. You can check on your impeller if you did have any kind of flow issue. It's one of the every year replaceable parts, or if you somehow manage to run the unit dry, like if you fired it up and this wasn't in the water, you might damage the impeller. But again, it's easy to access and they're non-proprietary. You can buy them on Amazon or from your local dealer. You have connected your high pressure line, you fired the unit up, you've got water flow. You're going to see water flowing out of the brine hose and the product water hose at a fairly even rate. And then remember this valve over here on the next to the pressure gauge. At this point, you can start bringing it up to pressure. Oh, and you would also have your flow gauge out and deployed. So if flow gauge is up, I can see how many gallons or liters per hour I'm creating, and I just slowly bring this up to pressure. Again, this is all in the owner's manual, so super simple. I'm kind of going a little bit in depth on the operation thing, but I want to let you realize or communicate to you just how simple this thing is to run. It really is a piece of cake. Real quick, an overview. Fire the system up. Now we start bringing the unit up to pressure. Once we get to our approximately 36, 37 gallon an hour, which is a lot of water, once we get to that stage, we can either do a taste test or better yet, do a quick TDS meter test. So you can take the end of the white hose, put some water in a glass or a cup, and then check with your TDS meter, make sure you're producing water at sufficient quality, and then you're making water. Super simple. Leave it running. As long as you have enough power, you are making water. And when you're done, you basically reverse that process. And again, this is step-by-step in the instructions, but I'm going to go over it real quick. You're going to take the white line out of your water tank because you're about to reduce quality. Just push that overboard. Slowly back off the pressure on the pressure valve until you're back down to 0. And then flip the unit off. Pull your hose out the water, coil everything, put it away. If you're making water the next day, that's exactly what you do. If you do need to do a freshwater flush, people ask about this all the time. How difficult is it to flush this thing? It's really not. It's awesome. All you need is a 5-gallon bucket, literally. So at the very end of the cycle, we're making water, everything's great, we're doing about 36 gallons, 37 gallons an hour. We take our 5-gallon bucket, take the white hose, and fill the bucket up about halfway. You want 10 liters or 2.5 gallons of water. So you got a half, maybe a little more than a half a bucket of fresh water. Then we do our shutdown cycle. So we back off the pressure till it's at 0, turn the unit off. Now, the complicated part. You pull your hose out of the ocean, stick the end of this hose in that freshwater bucket, flip the switch, don't touch the pressure gauge, no need to pressurize anything, just watch the hose, and as soon as it sucks that bucket dry, or preferably right before the bucket's dry, flip the unit off, you're flushed. You're good. You're good for up to 7 days in warm conditions, up to 10 days in cold conditions. It's all about biological growth. And that's it. That's how simple it is to flush it. You can leave it for a few days. If you have to pickle it, again, pickling is a very intimidating sounding thing, and people think pickling is a super complicated process. All we're going to do is do that same thing and fill up the half a 5-gallon bucket, or get your 10 liters, 2.5 gallons of water set aside of nice, clean water. And then you're going to mix in the appropriate amount, 3 rounded tablespoons of sodium metabisulfate into that water. You've mixed your sodium metabisulfate into the water. Do the flush process where you take this hose, put it in that solution, run the pickling solution through the system. Again, no pressure changes, no nothing. You're just draining the bucket, shut it down, and you're good for 6 months, even longer. People have left these things for over a year, sometimes 2 years. Not really recommended, but you can get away with it at times. So really, really simple, super easy maintenance. And if you run this thing every day, you can get away with not even flushing it. I do recommend that you do the freshwater flush. You know, being on boats and the salt water, it really makes sense just to get rid of that salt, flush some fresh water through it, and flush it every time. Really kind of, it's going to add to the life of the system. But yeah, that's really the portable unit in a nutshell. This can live in a locker somewhere. Same with these. It's super simple. You can take it to your buddy's boat if their water maker stops working. And yeah, just so many benefits and reasons to stick with the portable. It's simple, no installation time required, no installation cost associated. And yeah, it's just a reliable, simple unit that makes a lot of water. A common question we get is, how long do these membranes last? The answer is as long as you maintain them well. We've seen people with water makers, they've made 50, 60,000 gallons, 5, 10 years of good maintenance. Now you can mess them up relatively easily if you forget to flush the unit and leave it sitting for a month. You're gonna have a bunch of growth. Sometimes you can get away with cleaning them back out, but the good news is, again, Rainman doesn't use any kind of proprietary membrane. You can buy standard membranes of this size and put them in there, and for under $600, I think it may be even under $500, you can replace both membranes. But it's something that if you just follow the simple instructions, you will have healthy membranes for a very, very long time. So we get asked about the DC version of the Rainman portable and the Rainman installation a lot. It's a good unit. It produces 9 gallons an hour, which is roughly a quarter of what the high output unit produces. And so it's a trade-off. If you don't have enough power on your boat to power a 120 volt unit, and you can run this unit at 9 gallons an hour for 4 or 5 hours, depending on your needs. I mean, some people only need 15, 20 gallons a day, so you wouldn't be running for very long at all. Some people only need 6 to 10 gallons a day. So it really depends on what your needs are. So that decision is very much down to the individual boater. We're happy to consult on that. If you call us or shoot us an email with questions specific to, like, hey, which unit's best for my boat? This is what I have. This is how much solar I have. This is how big my battery bank is. We can consult you and figure out which unit you need and what is going to work best for you. So a quick note on power consumption. This unit, the high output 120 volt unit, pulls approximately 1200 to 1250 watts. So that in 12 volt, and I may be corrected by our electrical experts on this at a later stage, but that is approximately 100 amps out of your battery bank after running it for an hour. So 100 amp hours will be pulled from a 12 volt battery bank. So it's efficient. It's not crazy efficient, but it's super robust and simple and easy to operate. Another question we get asked a lot is, people will often have purchased a portable unit and then like it so much and go, you know what, this is my forever boat. I'm keeping this boat for a long time, but I'd like to have it installed now the way and have a control panel so I can just make this thing function from one central spot. It's absolutely possible. So this blue case can come off of the unit. I think there's 14, 15 screws or something like that holding it together. It pops off, and this pre-filter can be installed remotely away from the unit, and there is a relay modification that is done to the switch so that you can power the system from the control panel. Same thing goes for the membranes. So there is a remote valve gauge assembly. We can modify these membranes for you, or you can do it yourself. We can send you the components that allow you to fully essentially hide this unit down inside lockers and just have one control panel. It's about this big, super simple, and you can control everything. So again, that's all on our website, and there's some really nice layouts that show you how the flow diagram goes essentially of the whole system. And that system does include auto flush. So that means you don't have to be doing the water into a bucket, pull the water out of the bucket thing. It can be plumbed to your freshwater tanks with a carbon filter in line. Very important, by the way. That process for flushing that we talked about, it is very important that you do not use water from your water tanks to flush the unit if they have any municipal water in them at all. The chlorine is the one thing that's really bad for membranes really fast. So be sure to always just use water straight from the RO unit when doing the flushing or pickling. But when we auto flush through tanks, we run things through a carbon filter, and that removes the chlorine, and so you can get away with almost never having to pickle your system because it just auto flushes once a week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I answered any questions you may have. But if I did not, please reach out, comment, send us a message, get on our website, check out the resources we have there in our links. But it's just something that we have been doing for a very long time, and we love this unit. It's so reliable. There's worldwide shipping available. We can get a product to you generally within a week to 10 days if you're somewhere pretty remote. And if you're in the US, we keep them in stock right here, or we can drop ship to you around the country. Many, many options. And remember to like and subscribe. We are trying to build this little channel up here, and we appreciate every little bump we can get. So tell your friends, and please give us a share.